Well, hello YouTube. I am. Y'all already know who I am. I'll say in every damn video. In every video. So, I was just deep in thought, thinking about some stuff, like thinking about my childhood, growing up in Darby and stuff like that, and stuff I still remember, because there's a lot of stuff I don't remember anymore. But stuff would take some time to pop up in my head, and I'll just be sitting here thinking. And some of the thoughts that I had in my head were when I lived in Darby and how I used to feel. Because majority of my stories talk about when I used to be getting bullied, why I used to get bullied, schools I went to, neighborhoods I lived in, and all that other stuff. But I'm not sure if I really told how I felt and like stuff that I went through when I was living in Darby. And this is probably like when I was like any years from I say 11 on, probably like 11 on down. So from what I remember, I'll start off with this girl that I used to be cool with. So there was this girl named Brianna. Not to get confused, because I have a cousin named Brianna, but there was this girl named Brianna, and some people used to call her Fat Brianna. And the thing was, when I lived on Main Street in Darby, my aunt Trina, my aunt Janet, she lived across the street from us up until she passed. And then my aunt Trina, who is currently on my hoodie, she ended up moving into the apartment after my aunt Jenny passed. Sometime after my aunt Jenny passed. Then the house fire happened, so she had to move to a whole nother apartment, but she still was across the street from us. And we used to always go over there, and sometimes I'll spend the night. So one time I was over there, and everybody in Darby knew everybody, so we'd be all over this apartment complex, going from house to house to house. And like I said, everybody knew everybody. And I used to play in the apartment hallways. And sometimes I'll be out there by myself. Sometimes I'll be out there with my little cousins. But we used to play in the apartment hallways. Anyway, at one point across the hall from my Trina apartment was this family. And it was this girl named Brianna, her mom, and I believe her dad, and her siblings. So, um, she used to just peek out the door, and I'd be already in the hallway playing, and she'd just peek out the door. So eventually, we ended up becoming cool, and everybody thought that was my girlfriend or whatever the case may be, because ever since the first time I seen her, and I'll be going out there or whatever. Like I said, everybody thought that was my girlfriend because we was cool. So I think I might have went out in that hallway a few times and we played or whatever the case may be. But eventually she moved, and she moved around the corner to Darby Terrace, which was behind the Sunoco gas station or whatever. She was three houses on my side of the street, all the way at the top of the street. So I used to go up. So when I realized she lived on the block, her and her family lived on the block. Of course, they remember me from being a little kid in the hallway, always playing around. And um, they family welcome me in. I'll just walk right up the street, knock on the door, and they welcome me in. We'd be watching Rugrats, playing video games, all the kids and everybody just chilling in the living room. And there'd be times where I wouldn't even let my mom know where I was at. She'd think I'm outside, and then when everybody go outside looking for me, of course, there's like, you know what? Don't that girl live up the street? That's probably exactly where he at. Next thing you know, they knock. I mean, I ain't never like I got in trouble the first time, but after a while, I ain't care. I stayed going up that street, and then it just got to the point where I ain't never getting in trouble no more because everybody knew where I was at. Cause I ain't know nobody, I ain't really know nobody else in the block like that. So I was always at Miss Teresa's house, with Brianna and her dad and siblings and where else. And it got to the point where I got along with the whole family: the dad, Miss Teresa, her mom, Miss Rose, all the kids. Even when me and Brianna wasn't getting along, I still would go up that street and I'm like, look, just because me and you ain't getting along, don't mean I don't fuck with the whole family. And they really used to welcome me. Biracial family, I don't know if they were just full Caucasian. They might have been mixed with something. I don't know. But being the young kid I just seen a white woman and a black man with a bunch of mixed kids. So, um, and I ain't gonna lie, there were times where I had a crazy mindset because I'm not gonna lie. And the crazy thing about it, this just popped in my head. And I don't think I never told nobody. But I used to think crazy when I was younger. And I remember telling myself like, I can't wait to leave Darby Terrace. I can't wait to leave Darby. It's too ghetto. Um, I say such things like it ain't enough people of different races, Caucasian people, Hispanic people, Dominican, whatever the case may be. Not knowing who was what was who. But that's just some of the crazy things I think to myself. And one of those reasons was because when I got to Southwest, when I used to go to my great grandparents' house, their neighborhood was a lot more respectful, a lot more quiet, a lot more peaceful, a lot more calm than what I was used to living in Darby. Darby was ratchet. You could have drug dealers, drug users, drug abusers, domestic violence relationships, prostitutes, uh, just whatever. It was all types of crazy stuff. And when me being the age I was and being around my cousins and stuff, I could say that just being around certain people and playing outside and witnessing a lot of things, it was a lot of things that happened that somebody around my age shouldn't even known about. But I watch movies, I read books, I grew up with a lot of kids in different schools and stuff, so of course I knew a lot that maybe I shouldn't have known around the age I was. And one of my biggest issues was not liking my race or my skin tone because I was always picked on about certain stuff. And I had this thing where I had a crush on people that was lighter than me. I did. I had a crush on people that was a lot lighter than me, and I thought that being a lot lighter than me was more acceptable than my skin tone or anything darker. And majority of the people who was lighter than me They will always get compliments. Everybody would think they're attractive and they sexy and stuff like that, and they'd be looked at a lot more than what I or anyone darker than me was. I mean, if you were anywhere near my skin tone or darker, you had to be muscular. There had to be some type of sex appeal. You had to look like you was a porn star, a model, a basketball player, a football player, or something. Something you had to have money. Something had to be appealing. And because a lot of the people they was able to wear certain name brand clothes and wear their hair however they wanted and go to concerts and all types of shit that I didn't always get the privilege of doing, I was jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I had a big jealousy problem growing up. And most of it was because of people lighter than me. Cause I will always get picked on. I was lazy. I had a big head, bushy eyebrows. They didn't like some of the haircuts I had. They didn't like the outfits. They had teased me because they swore I lived on top of a pizza store. It was just ghetto, ghetto, ghetto. In every neighborhood I lived in, every school I went to, anywhere I went, somebody always had something negative to say. It got to the point where when people did start complimenting me and claiming that they liked something about me, I would roll my eyes and not pay them no mind. I think it's just straight bullshit, and they're just saying it just to make me feel better. And people like, oh, you got the most prettiest eyebrows. They so thick. Any girl would die to have those eyebrows. And I'm like, yeah, y'all die at him, but y'all always paying that $7 at the nail salon to get y'all's arched. Get the fuck out of my face. Um, it was just crazy. I didn't really accept compliments like that. When people used to compliment me, I used to roll my eyes and think it was bullshit. Um, Never really dated. Never had no girlfriends, boyfriends, nothing. I had crushes. I used to play catch a girl, catch a boy, freak a boy, and all them little crazy games we knew we wasn't supposed to. I used to do it all, but nothing was serious. It was all pretty much the shits and giggles. And um, as a boy, I was pretty much like them fast ass girls that everybody talk about, the ones that's always looking at these grown ass men, find them attractive, shit like that. I see grown ass men looking at my cousins, and my cousins would have boyfriends and love interests and shit like that. And I would want the same, and I pretty much would be jealous because I wanted the same attention they was getting. They'd be able to wear their hair however they want, dress however they want, go places. And I used to be jealous because I couldn't go. And I thought if I did have a lot more freedom, I would probably get the same attention they was getting. My hair be grown out. I'll be able to dye my hair as many colors as I wanted, wear what I wanted, go places I wanted, had my own money. But I was bullied so much that I had a hard time accepting who I was. So it got to the point where I felt like maybe I would switch my look up. So of course, I started wearing wigs. I started trying on makeup, wearing female clothing around the house. My cousins had clothing. My sister had clothing. My mom, she was a hairstylist and she had wigs and stuff around and makeup and stuff. And when nobody really was paying attention, I was to myself, and even at times when people was around, I used to try to make myself look as feminine as I could. And if that didn't work, I was walking around with towels wrapped around my head like I was Erica Badu. I had colorful shirts on my head or pants like I was Lil Kim or somebody. When Halloween came, um, when Halloween came, I used to my costume had to have a wig and paint covering my face. I didn't want anything less. Um I done dyed my hair red with fake vampire blood. I done did a lot of crazy things. And it's pretty much because oh, and it's pretty much because I don't know, it's just pretty much because like mm, I just dealt with a lot. Um as I got older, I started learning how to accept myself and just appreciate myself a lot more. Cause as a while, I was just like, all right, ain't shit changing. No matter if I wear a wig, try to be feminine or masculine, it's cause the same. And now they're gonna tell some you want to be a girl, you want to be a trans, you want to be a drag queen. I try to dress like a boy. Oh, your eye lazy, your eyebrows bushy, your haircut's ugly, uh, whatever. Um, so yeah, I had a point in my life. I had a point in my life where I started finding light skinned people attractive. People with a lighter skin tone, I found them a lot more attractive than people that had my skin tone or darker. Or it had to be something really, really, really giving sex appeal about you, or something really, really, really attractive about you for me to like anybody that had my skin tone or darker. You had to be tall, probably muscular. You had to look like some of my favorite celebrities. You had to be a Shamar Moore or Brian McKnight or one of the H Town or Silk members or something like that. A Tyrese, hell, somebody, Genuine, R. Kelly, somebody. Um, And then another thing about me was another thing about me was I was very defensive. And a lot of people would say shit about people that I was around, and I'd be like, well, hell, if you feel that way about them, I can only imagine what the fuck you say to people about me. It could be like, just like what I was saying in previous videos, how I be around people that claim that they accept me for who I am. They don't judge people that's part of the LGBTQ community. But then something can happen that rub them the wrong way, and you over here having homophobic rants and expect me not to get offended because you claim you not talk about me, and I should know that you not referring to me, so I shouldn't get offended. I don't give a shit if you're referring to me or not. At the end of the damn day, I see how you treat others that are like me, so of course I'm gonna get offended. Cause if I was to do the same thing that them or be the type of person that them others are, you would probably be saying the same thing about me. And that's why I had the fucked up relationship I had with certain people. Like when I was in Delaware with my cousin's baby father, he used to do this shit where he'd claim he accepting and he don't judge me for who I am and shit like that. And then something would happen or something would click in his mind or whatever the case may be. And then he'd start doing shit that would offend me. But as soon as somebody say something about him, it's World War III. And the crazy thing about it is, even throughout my friendship with Danny, there were times he'd do the same thing. They claim that they accept you for who you are. They don't judge people like you, but then do shit that they know you're going to take offense to. And then the first thing they want to say is, oh, I'm not serious. I'm just joking around. I'm just playing. Fuck out of here. So that's why I'm not. I mean, so with all the crazy experiences I went through, that's why I'm not outgoing. I currently don't work anywhere outside. The most I do is take neighborhood walks. I'll go to do store runs when I got money or food stamps. I go to my doctor appointments. If for any reason I gotta go to the DHS building, I'll walk all the way there. And that walk is a goddamn hike. That shit is probably like an hour or more. Um, but yeah, I don't really do much. I'm pretty much to myself. I pretty much stay in the room, be on my laptop, my phone, my tablet, doing schoolwork. If I'm not doing schoolwork, I'm talking to friends online, listening to music, watching live streams. Sometimes I watch movies or old TV shows or funny videos on YouTube. But yeah, I really don't do much. I pretty much just stay out the damn way. Um, yeah. I pretty much just stay out the damn way. But yeah, that's pretty much stuff I used to go through. And then the crazy thing about it is, like I said, there was a lot of mixed races that used to be around. And or just be people that it would just be a lie. I'll just put it like that. It would just be a lie. And I feel like people used to look at me like the hell I was crazy. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck y'all looking at me for, because ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm the same as everybody the fuck else. And that was one of the main reasons why I enjoy hanging around female family men. Hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. So yeah, that was one of the main reasons why I enjoyed hanging around females when I was younger because no matter what my gender was, what I looked like, what I dressed like, how I presented myself, I felt like I was part of them. They used to be walking around the neighborhood looking at the boys and the men that they thought was attractive and stuff like that. And I remember when my cousins, they'd probably get in trouble or for whatever reason they want to spend night at my house on Belly Street, and they would want to look at some of the boys in my neighborhood, and I'm like, they dirty. They all be sleeping around with these little ratchet ass, ugly ass girls in the neighborhood. Y'all don't want them. If y'all do, y'all stupid. But that's the shit that I used to do and the shit that I used to go through. And I just used to walk around the neighborhood with my cousins, and a lot of people be like, "Oh, they be like, what's you? They bodyguard." And I had smart ass mouth, but there was a lot of people. They be like, "Oh, what's you? I mean, what's you? They bodyguard? You the only? I mean, you the only boy hanging around the group of girls." And I'm like, why the fuck does it matter who, what gender they are, or who I'm hanging around with? I don't know y'all. Y'all don't know me. I wish y'all stay the fuck out of my business and leave me the fuck alone. I can hang around whoever the hell I want. But yeah, that's what I used to do. I used to be chilling with my cousins, and we'd walk around the neighborhood, and they had their friends. Like I told y'all, my aunt Trina, she got along with everybody. My aunt, who I mean, that's on my hoodie. She got along with everybody. So every damn neighborhood we lived in, I guarantee my aunt Trina, she made a lot more friends on the block way faster than we probably would have. Now my brothers, they was all out and about. They went to schools in the neighborhood. I didn't, so they already had their friends. And as for me, I was antisocial and I didn't want to get along with nobody because I didn't even like North Philly. I didn't. I didn't want to get along with nobody. I didn't care to speak to nobody. I didn't care to be around nobody. I pretty much had a strong hatred for North Philly. I wanted to be in the Southwest, close to my great grandparents' house, close to my cousins, close to aunts and uncles whose houses I could spend the night at with no second question asked. I could have just left out the house like, fuck it, I'm going over here. But moving all the way out here in North Philly, I couldn't do that. Even to the day, if I wanted to go chill with somebody, I wouldn't be able to do it because I'm all the way out here. But to be honest, now that everybody older, everybody doing their own damn thing. So, like I said, the last time I was around my family was at my Aunt Trina memorial service, and that pretty much went how it went. And after it was all over, I was happy to come home. Um, But the thing is, I think the thing with my family is when like we pop up, see each other somewhere, or like it could be an event or something, and we see each other, and everything is fine. It's highs, hellos, handshakes, hugs, whatever. But living in West Philly, when I was living in West Philly with my aunt and my cousins and them, I said this before and I'll say it again. It wasn't always comfortable. It wasn't. And I'll say this because I love my aunt, my cousins, and them to death. Rest in peace to my aunt. But it just got to the point where it was a lot of people in the house. Everybody wanted their own space, their own time. Cool. Hold on. But like I said, I just feel like it was a lot of people. My aunt had her own room. Her and my uncle Albert used to share a room until I mean, then another cousin, one of my cousins was on house arrest. He had his own room. Then my another cousin had her own room with her son. And then I slept downstairs. And I had another cousin that slept downstairs until he moved out. And then when he moved out, not too long after, my uncle came downstairs. So I was sleeping in the living room. My uncle I was sleeping in the dining room. Now that you got two people downstairs, uh, it's just like I said, it's just a house of people. So there's gonna be times where everybody try to get along. There'll be times where you might hear an argument or whatever the case may be. As for me, when I was living on Belly Street, I was used to having my own space, just hiding. It could be a house full of people, and I'm hiding. I don't want to be bothered. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So it's just a house full of people, and when being on Belly Street, I was always to myself. It could be a house of people, my sister or whoever else, and I would like being to myself. I would lock myself in the room as long as I got my laptop, a phone, a tablet, some Wi-Fi, and something to watch. Everything good. Um, but being over there, I didn't have that space no more. I'm just stuck in the living room where it's a living room. So of course, people gonna be around. Some people gonna come over. It's gonna be a house of people. I don't have much space, like if I wanted to change my clothes or whatever the case may be, because somebody's always in the bathroom. Then my other little cousins will come over, so it's kids all over the house. I would have to get dressed and change my clothes in the kitchen and tell them, look, go in the living room until I'm done, because I don't want y'all seeing me naked. Um, then like I liked like I had my friend Danny. I'd be on the phone with him, and he would call. Like, I'm so used to always talking to him, so he'd call anytime. It could be morning, noon, night. Then it got to the point where it's like, okay, now everybody else could be loud, play music, do whatever they want. But then when I'm on the phone, or if I'm trying to do a YouTube video, y'all seen it. You got people in the background screaming, yelling, doing whatever they want to do. But then when I'm on the phone with my friend Danny, or whatever the case may be, now it's, oh, you too loud, or they don't want to hear the conversations I'm having and stuff like that. And I'm like, I hear y'all talk about dick, pussy, fucking, all types of crazy shit all day long, and I don't want to hear that, but I don't say nothing. So why does it matter what type of conversation I'm having? Mind your fucking business. If the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. And most of it be my cousins, and they would instigate because they could just say one small little thing, and they already knew that by screaming and yelling, my aunt going to think something crazy has happened, something's wrong. So now they going to get her screaming and yelling. But yeah, I didn't had disagreements with my aunt. I didn't had disagreements with my uncle. I didn't had arguments with my cousin. It got my cousins. It got to the point where we damn near was about to fight because it just was getting to the point where it's like motherfuckers just felt like they could talk to you however they want, treat you however they want. I'm like, I'm fucking grown. To be honest, I appreciate it being able to stay here in my aunt putting a roof. I mean, help put a roof over my head for the time being and stuff like that. But none of y'all is going to keep talking to me and treat me however the fuck y'all want. Y'all can say stuff to each other and everything become by y'all. But then when I curse y'all asses the fuck back out, now I'm wrong. I'm not these kids down here. I am grown. I'm in my 20s. I'm in my mid late 20s. So the same energy y'all give me, if I feel like it's worth it and I feel like y'all really coming at me and putting harm to me, I'm gonna give y'all that same energy back. Yeah, I had a lot more respect for my aunt. Yeah, I cursed in front of her. I mean, like, she allowed me to. I'm grown. She used to tell me to curse. Um Now certain words I won't say in front of her, but yeah, I curse in front of my aunt. I was always damn cursed. I gotta file mouth. But for everybody else, me and my uncle, we used to joke around. He'd call me a motherfucker. I call him a motherfucker. He'd call me a bitch. I call him a bitch back. He'd say motherfucker. I say fatherfucker. Sister and brother. Not meaning that we really disrespecting each other, mothers and fathers, but that's like me and my uncle. We used to just joke around because I would always be to myself, and he'd be trying to make me feel more comfortable because I won't like I'm insta block. And I had these conversations with my aunt. Like I was like, when I was with my sister, and I felt like at the end of the day, I've been living here for years. My brother, he then eventually went with my mom, then went to the Navy. So now it's just me, my sister, and my niece. And then one minute we allowed my cousins, because they ain't had nowhere to stay, so we allowed them to come over for some time until they found somewhere to stay. Then my sister, she invite friends over, and people would need somewhere to stay for the night. And I'm like, hold the fuck up. I know I grew up with some of these people. I've been on this block for years, but I should have a say. I've been living here way longer than anybody in the damn house. When and like this is just crazy arguments that I used to have. I'm like, first of all, I've been living here for plenty of years. If I'm not comfortable, then I don't want to be around these people. Keep y'all asses outside. Y'all not helping with anything, so I don't give a fuck if y'all need a place to stay. If y'all need a toilet to piss in, that ain't my fault and my problem. Ain't shit for free. Nowadays, life ain't even free. If you not blood family and I don't really fuck, I'm like, we ain't buddy click tight. Uh-uh. But like, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I love everybody to death. I love my uncle. I love my cousins. I love everybody to death. That's my blood fucking blood family relation. I mean, family by relationship, whatever. We didn't piss in the same toilet, shit in the same toilet, ate off the same plates, drunk out the same cups, all of that. Love my family. But between the Delaware situation and my 3 years in West Philly, they were the worst. I endured being at Belly Street and all the shit I went through at Belly Street way better than what I was going through in West Philly and what I went through in Delaware. And then the whole pandemic thing, that's something else. Everybody was getting their money. I didn't hear, like, my aunt was telling me bits and pieces about the whole PUA and all of that, but I didn't know what they were talking about. I was too busy trying to get out the house, and I would date and Darren at the time. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah, but like, don't get me wrong. Me and my aunt had our moments, but it was mostly my cousins. Me and my uncle, we had our moments, but he was all majority of the time he'd be at work. And our moments would be he trying to go to sleep or he trying to watch TV. And when I'm happy or really serious about a conversation, I ain't gonna lie, I do get a little loud. So that'd be his only problem if he trying to go to sleep or if he trying to watch TV. Um, but yeah, I think majority of my issues was always with my cousins, and they hype my aunt up, and then I end up getting yelled at or getting in trouble for something they were supposed to do. Just like my aunt got kids. Majority of y'all, like, don't get me wrong, I had one cousin who was on house arrest. So he wasn't allowed to do certain stuff, but I still got cousins in the house. Then one of my cousins, she did home health aid. Why do I have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning to do stuff that you the one who should be doing? You could say no or ignore or don't answer nobody, and then I have to get up. I don't have time to wash my ass, brush my teeth, wipe my face off, nothing. I gotta throw on some shoes, walk out the door, and go do store runs and stuff, and then come back. By the time I come back, you getting dressed, asking me to keep the door open and ask me who's outside. If you wanted to know who's outside so bad, you should got your ass up and did what my aunt asked before she even got to asking me. I'm like that. I'm not gonna get too deep into everything, but trust, like West Philly was the worst. And it already ain't make no. I mean, it already was bad that I hated West Philly and didn't like the neighborhood or like the people there, but I hated it. I hated everything about it. I hated that block. I hated the people on the block. I just ain't like that neighborhood. I didn't like the vibes, the energy. Yeah, I might have spoke to people, but I didn't get along with nobody. To be honest, I think out of that whole entire block, well, the people that I did know, um, of course I spoke to the next door neighbor because I always had to knock on her door for something. But yeah, um, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, so yeah, I talked. So of course I talked to the next door neighbor. Um, there was one guy, his family across the street. He used to give my aunt and cousin Roz because he used to do Lyft. Then there was the other guy. He also at times used to give my aunt and cousin rides. So I say hi to him sometimes, not all the time. Now the first guy with his kids and stuff, I spoke to him. We might have had like small conversations, whatever the case may be, or he probably said something that I found funny and I laughed. But other than that, I ain't really speak to nobody. Like, or I ain't really trust. I can't say I ain't speak because I speak here and there, but I ain't really trust nobody like that. That block was something else. I got along with more of my cousins and them friends who came over from time to time than anybody on the block. There's just a lot. Um, but yeah, I stayed in Westlake for 3 years, as y'all know, because I done a lot of videos during that time. Um, I still remember this one time, and I did a video about this. This one time, it was one of my little cousin's birthday, and my my older cousin who was on house arrest when I first got there, he was way off of house arrest by then. So so Everybody got their PUA. They spending money, buying whatever they want. So, like I said, I was sleeping in the living room. My uncle Albert was sleeping in the dining room. And in the dining room, we both had this corner area where all our stuff would be. And most of the time, the kids would play in the corner, so all of our shit would get mixed up. He got to go to work in the morning, so his clothes would be mixed up in my clothes. My clothes would be mixed up in his clothes, and some of the stuff I bought myself be mixed up in his belongings. So it was always a problem. So one of the instances where my cousin he came in the house, he was a troublemaker. He came in the house, and I guess the dining room wasn't looking as presentable as he thought it should due to the fact that it was a little party. Wasn't nobody really there because we was at because my cousin Dominique and her son Bryson, we actually was supposed to go to Chuck E. Cheese or somewhere, but I guess the birthday boy ain't want to go nowhere. He wanted to stay home, so she had a little party. Wasn't nobody really there. So why are you coming in the house tripping? Talk about some you about to fuck people up. Your mom house shouldn't look like this and all this other crazy stuff. So I'm just on the porch ignoring him. I'm just letting him say whatever the fuck he want. I'm just waiting for you to swing. My aunt on the porch, she's sitting right across from me. I think a few of my cousins was on the porch. I'm just waiting. I dare you. I dare you. I was going to take that damn Amsterdam bottle that was on, or whatever the fuck that drink was, and I was going to crack you right over your fucking head with it. So he over here making threats, and I'm just waiting for the action to happen. I'm biting my fingernails off and everything. So I'm just waiting, but ain't nothing happened. He eventually left, and I was pretty much excited. First of all, you already know it's toys and stuff over there. I got mannequins and Barbie dolls and all types of collectibles over there. So, so and sometimes the older kids, because the main kid that lived there was my little cousin Bryson. And the older kids, most of them is girls, most of them is older boys. They be always want to play with Bryson toys, but then when they had their stuff, they don't let him play. So as for the girls, like I said, I had mannequin heads, Barbie dolls, and stuff that I was collecting, and I would let them play with it. So of course they going to go in the corner and go dig in my stuff to go get the mannequin heads and the Barbie dolls and stuff. So that's how most of the time my stuff be mixing my uncle's stuff be mixing my stuff. And then all I had was my laptop or my cell phone. So my uncle in his section, he had TV, VCR, DVD player, whatever. So most of the time they want to be in the dining room watching TV. Whatever they chose to watch, I don't know because I ain't care. As long as nobody bothered me. So you already know this. You over here tripping. I'm sorry. I done enough. I'm not about to keep cleaning after people. Everybody's old enough to start cleaning after their damn selves. I'm not no slave. The same way I will help take the trash out and I'll sweep the floor and pick up toys and stuff. Everybody else can. Everybody's old enough, but they want to run upstairs and leave me or my cousin Dominique most of the time to clean. And I'm like, fuck no, y'all too old for me to be cleaning up after y'all. I ain't got no kids, no responsibilities. I hope my aunt out every now and then, if she needs store run and need me to do something, that's that. But other than that, I don't have to do a goddamn thing because everybody else is old enough to do it they damn selves. And I'm not about to sit here every day arguing. I'm like, I didn't want to sit there every day arguing with one of my damn cousins because they want to be bullies and get on my damn nerves. But Like I said, I lasted the 3 years and then just got to the point where enough was enough. So when I got the opportunity to get out into West Philly, I took it. I took it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do it. It mostly was because like everybody knew everybody business. People ain't know how to mind their own business. Um, what else? Everybody was too damn clingy and friendly, and then want to be talking shit and revealing everybody's business. There was just a lot going on. People that didn't even live on the block was starting so much shit on the block, and it was getting dangerous for the people on the block. The cops keep raiding the block. It was shootouts on the block. I mean, so much crazy things happening. I didn't know if I was living or dying. P. Wade came and went. I barely was even able to have fun with it. Um, I was dating my ex at the time, and before I left, like everybody talk about PUA and stimulus and all this other stuff and sign up and stuff. I got to the point where it was taking too long, so I'm like, I gotta find another plan. So I started dating Darren. I'm all the way in I'm all the way in New Jersey. It got to the point where my aunt kept calling me, oh, when you coming home? You've been gone for a while. Your stuff went through. I just need such and such. So I'm like, all right, I'll be home soon. Y'all already know how my relationship was. It only lasts 5 months. So of course I had to come home because I've been gone for too long. Um what was I about to say? I keep losing my train of thought. But yeah, I just didn't feel uncomfortable, and I started getting scared. And it's to the point I didn't feel comfortable walking to stores. I didn't feel comfortable going to anywhere. Now, if it was hopping in the car with my uncle and he driving us somewhere, or my aunt and my cousin going to ask the guys across the street to live for us somewhere, fine and dandy. But other than that, when it came to walking, I just got to the point where I really ain't feel too comfortable. Out here, I go wherever I want. Like out of all the neighborhoods I ever lived in, I feel like I now don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure it's crazy stuff that happened out here. Crazy stuff happen anywhere. But out of all the neighborhoods I lived in, this is the most comfortable one I've been in so far. I'm comfortable to go anywhere. Excuse me. I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the crazy stuff that happened in West Philly, I do miss being around everybody because, like I said, there are times where we did have fun. We'd be out on the porch dancing. My cousin would have her speaker. My uncle had his speaker. Everybody would bring out speakers. They had a little microphone they used to connect to one of the speakers. We'd be out there DJing, playing party music, dancing, smoking hookah. They'd do their own thing. I wasn't about that life. They'd do their drinks and their weed and stuff. I wasn't really about that life. I was a cooler person. I smoke a hookah. I give me a black and mild. That was me when I had the money to do so. We went to Dave and Buster's. One of my cousins used to take us to parks and stuff. We did a lot of fun things, but then there was times where it was just miserable. I feel like the depressing moments and being miserable and stuff was a lot more than the fun moments because the fun moments only happen when somebody had money. Um, Megan. Um, Out of the West Philly people, out of the West Philly people, like I was saying, going back to West Philly, like I said, there's only a few people I really had no problems with. Um, there was a one guy across the street with his baby mom and his kids. We ain't never had no problems because he was always to himself. He ain't like, don't get me wrong, he lived on the block, he spoke to people on the block, but he But yeah, I ain't never had no problems with him. He haven't had no problems with me. I was comfortable enough to go ride in the car when my aunt and cousins used to ask me to go ride with them somewhere. And then there was another guy. He was a bit more annoying, but I don't think we really had any problems. He just was annoying and always getting into something. But me and him personally, we never had no problems with each other, and we didn't had our conversations. And I spoke with our sad happy birthday or something to him. Um, I always been that way. I go into certain neighborhoods and I just know my family, so I know people that they comfortable with hanging around and stuff like that. And all the people that they might be comfortable hanging around with, I might not be. And it'd be people they be like, oh, I grew up with this person. Oh, you might not remember them, but we grew up with this person. Da da da. And I'm like, okay, well, people change. They might have been cool, or you might remember this and that about them, but people change. And with me having to live here for the 3 years I have to live here, I see these changes. I be sitting on this porch. I pay close attention to all my surroundings. So I personally don't think I could be fully comfortable with everybody. So I'm gonna try my best to be very careful. Um, I don't care if I'm out here, my aunt, my cousin, uncle, whoever. I'm still careful because, like I said, anything can happen. And the same people that you think you comfortable with, and ain't nothing gonna happen, you gonna be good. Trust and believe. I've been there, done that. There's plenty of people that I thought I'd be comfortable with, and then I went around them and I end up in uncomfortable situations. Hint, hint, Delaware. Because majority of the time, my cousin, she had her moments. Her baby father had his moments. That family period had moments. When I think probably like a couple of days after I first went out of Delaware for the first time, they was in there arguing. And what I do, I seen them arguing, seen how crazy the argument got. I took my ass right on that front the front steps. Once I heard everything quiet down, I came back in the house. But I ain't got time for that. If anything was to happen, I'm outside. I don't see nothing. I don't hear nothing. And that's exactly what I did. I went right outside, sat on the steps. And as soon as I heard everything quiet down, by the time I got back in the house, everything was quiet down and everything was peaceful. Um, Anywho, not bad, y'all, because I'll keep multitasking. I'm over here talking to somebody on this social media platform and also trying to do a YouTube video. So, I forgot what the hell I was saying. Yeah, y'all. It's just crazy. It got explained when I was in West Philly. I used to like when I had PUA and whatever. I used to want to go to hotels, but when I had PUA, my aunt she used to do everybody PUA, and she ain't never tell us how to do it ourselves. And I know the real reason on why, but out of respect, I'm not ever going to go that down that far. All I know is uh, no, I'll be back.